malaria is a pretty big industry too. All of these different ongoing treatments. That's what I look at, is whether you can actually eliminate the problem by getting rid of the pathogen of the parasite, which is, I'm assuming, at the root of everything.
Industry is not good, not bad. No, they just have one goal: that make money. All the rest is not interesting. So a healthy person is a lost customer, and that's not in the interest of the industry. So I think we have to change the concept how things should work, and but I'm not a politician, I don't want to be even. So it is in the hands of a few people. I would love to get in contact with Donald Trump or Ivanka or Kushner to just show him the video I uploaded. It's a scientific video that proves actually that it works. I don't know if I will come there. I wrote to the White House. I get no answer.
Well, I think that's the thing about getting it out on social media and in some of these other ways. There could be members of the audience. I'm always surprised at who knows who, and or their tenacity. The fact that people will just get in there and make sure that a book gets onto his desk.
We have to understand one thing. Mm-hmm. Industry wants to make money. Okay, how many people get ill of coronavirus? 1,000, 100,000, 150,000, 1 million, 2 million? Okay, how many million people do you have in America, in US?
380 or something like that.
Okay, so what's more, to sell to the 3 million that get ill, or to 380 million to make a vaccine? What's more cash? Mm-hmm. So that's the only background of the vaccines. And as well as you cannot make a test in 10 days, you can make a safe vaccine in a month or two, safe one, and that should work on a virus that mutates every 2 weeks. Mm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I've heard that there's different strains, but I haven't heard about the fact that it is actually mutating. What do you know about that?
Different strains come from somewhere.
Yes.
If you have a different strain, it's a mutation of somewhere. It's not coming out of nothing, thin air. It's coming from the same base, or somebody makes two different viruses and set them free. Well, it's possible too. We did never know, Or you have somebody puts on purpose two different viruses, or you have one origin that mutates so fast that there's no way to do that. So,
which is kind of the scarier of the scenarios, as far as I can see.
It doesn't matter, because the chlorine dioxide can kill them both, because the system is different. When we understand how does it work, oxidation is nothing like burning. And if you have different strains of viruses, they get all burned. If you put a German on the stack, Afro-American on the stack, or Chinese on the stack, and burn them, they get all burned. There's no difference of it. So, or electric chair, they make no difference, because there's no way to get around that. It works for 100 years in the sink, in the wastewater. We have clinic wastewater. What's in the clinic wastewater? My God, everything, and it works always. It has never stopped to work on the very high security areas in the laboratory. So there's no question. So the question was, is it toxic? This is the only question. Mm-hmm. Then we have to say, yes, every substance is toxic. Every substance. There's no substance that's not toxic. And if you say, is water toxic? Yes, it is. Water is a very toxic thing if you breathe it, for example. So if you breathe water, you can die. There are over 174,000 dead people every year. It's called drowning. Okay? So that's an issue. So in the lung, we need air, nothing else. So chlorine dioxide is not for the lung. It's a toxic, lung toxic. We don't have to breathe it massive, In a small amount, it's a different thing, but in a massive amount, it's bad. But even though we have in the lung accidents in the last 100 years, one person, 1936, a long time ago, in a worker in a chemistry tank without a mask. Okay. CO2 normal kills people too, so any gas does. The other point is when you ingest it, and say, okay, is there some death anywhere in the world of ingested chlorine dioxide? No, there's not single test proven, clinical proven test. In the internet, there's a rumor from a lady that took supposedly 2 drops and get someone 1 or 2 or whatever in the boat, she died from that. And my answer to that is only, oh yeah, I give it to the hamsters here, and they're happy with that. And so if I cannot kill 2 drops a hamster, sorry to say, and there's no abduction, no autopsy done, nothing done on it. You just point on something. This lady died. I'm sorry. That's true. She died. Okay, but if you want to point on something that is wrong, there's no way to get dead with this, because we know the toxicity. The toxicity of chlorine dioxide is supposedly 292 milligrams per kilo. So a person of 100 kilo, let's say, needed 29,200 milligrams. That's nearly 30 grams of gas. There's no way to drink it. Absolutely, you cannot drink that amount, and it's a self-warning toxicity, toxin. It's that, because if you make it too strong, you cannot even drink one drop of it. We will spit it out immediately because of the taste. So,
or you'll throw it up, or you'll have diarrhea, or all sorts of different ways for your body to get rid of it.
The worst is the diarrhea in a way, but if it gets really to get it, because I must drink about 10 liters of the highly concentrated stuff. You cannot. You can drink of the highly concentrated. Maybe you can fill your mouth, but you're not able to swallow it. No way. And this is why in 100 years there's no dead people on that. Okay, what we found out is when you make it in the right dose, it brings oxygen to the blood. And how much? This is a big thing. It brings a lot of oxygen to the blood and cleans the blood in a way that amazing. It's really amazing. I would like to show you now here the video, what the blood, it goes like, it's really great to see what it does on it. Well, it's a nearly perfect substance, really. And more researchers are coming into my work because they see, look, if you are 13 years being bullied, you're still there where you are. You don't get rich by that. You still get there in the same place. And you see, hey, this guy, there are many people who are following him or saying, hey, what he says is true, because it's what you see. And if you see many videos in the net from me, you see people say, hey, great work, I tested it, I tried it, my daughter, my sister, my brother, go on, keep on working. That's actually, I have to say thank you to all the people who say that, actually. Thank you for all the support. It makes me go on, because actually it's not fun. When you see that after 13 years, people, even the hardest naysayer, has to think, wait a moment, this guy likes to be in this position, like everybody pointing on him. No, I don't. But it gives sense to my life, because the people that report back and have fantastic data that come in from any kind of illness makes me very happy, because we have to find a reason to be here. It doesn't make sense to be the richest of the graveyard. Come on.
Is there something that you can point to as a first step without getting into the entire chemistry of it?
If all the discussions about toxicity, first of all, in every blood bag that's in the hospital, the blood transfusion bags, in every single one of them, from 1994, it's obligatory to have chlorine dioxide inside that. Obligatory. So, if chlorine dioxide does not destroy very sensitive blood in a bag, can it destroy in your body?
Is that a transfusion bag? Are we talking about?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, in the 90s, the beginning of the 90s, we had this big scandal with HIV. Remember the people got HIV through the transfusion. And so Alcide made a patent on that in 1994 and put in the blood bags from this point on chlorine dioxide, and this is they still do it today, and it's obligatory in every law in nearly every country of the world. So if you get it, and it keeps the blood clean from not only from HIV as well from other parasites and from other things, and it does not destroy the red blood cells and does not destroy the white blood cells. It doesn't destroy the blood in the bag. And believe me, in a bag, the blood is much easier destroyed than in the body. So I say always, fear is a very good salesman, but a very bad counselor.
And that is exactly what I think people are trying to engender here. Obviously, when we look at the media, there is an agenda to create fear, and for whatever reason that might be. Because when you talk about it being in every single bag of blood, I'm thinking it's in every single hospital room in the country, and it's so close to those patients that need it, and yet so far away. I mean, it's unbelievable to me, because most of the people that I talk to, they say, where do I get it from? And people are not willing to even say that they know where to get it from, because people are being jailed for this, and yet it's in every single hospital.
Stabilized oxygen. Yes, it's the same. Stabilized oxygen. People have been taking it for 40 years now. Where's the deal? Where's the deal here? And it's a lesser amount, stabilized oxygen, and but it's nothing really new on the block. So
we have everyone from very conspiratorially minded to, as you say, make more money. But it doesn't matter what the reason is. We need to really be asking that question. If we have this amazing cure for not just this, but for pretty much everything, why are we not using it? That's the biggest question. And I think you're helping us to answer it.
Yeah, I remember it by my own daughter too. It was time ago, she phoned me and said, "Hey, Daddy, you will become a grandfather." And I was very happy. Yeah, great. And but she said, "No, we have a problem." And she is nurse. So in the hospital where how do you say, where the babies are born, in the
premature.
Well, exactly. So she said, "No, we have a problem because I have toxoplasmosis." I said, "Oh." It's an illness that's it's a parasite from cats, dogs, or whatever, and it makes a fetal how do you say it in German, and in English. Well, I have a sorry. Sometimes the languages are going through all the day in different languages. Birth defects on babies,
okay.
Very severe ones actually. With this. And she phoned me and said, "Hey, what should I do?" And I said, "Yeah, well, finally, daughter, you have to drink that smelly stuff from your father, you want it or not, and drink it." So 2 weeks later, she phoned me and said, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." I said, "What?" And so they make the test and say, "And I can't believe it, as if have never been there." I said, "I know." And she was really amazed, and from that point on, there was a big change, and it's normal, the biggest problem is always in the family, in a way, to convince your sister, brother, father, mother, daughter, son, whatever.
I have a very difficult time getting people closest to me to listen.
It's fear-driven characters, it's not nothing else. It make it sound fear-driven characters.
There you go.
There will be a show that's never ending because there's too much on the world, actually. People don't realize that fear is one of the least necessary things they need. It doesn't serve them in your life, because in the end of your life, there's only one thing: you will die, or so. So what's about? Do you want to have 50, 60 years of fear on you, or you want to have 40 years of being yourself, be yourself, just stay with you, be in your center and get centered with what you do and stay to your principles, whatever will come. And it's a fight, yeah, it is. But you can see a problem as a problem or as a challenge. It depends on you, you know. And I remembered in my lectures or my seminars, I asked the people, who from you is looking for happiness? You know? And you see everybody the hand up. Okay, you're looking for happiness. Yeah. Okay. Can you look under your stair, under your chair? And everybody's looking under the chair. Do you see happiness there? No. Under the table? No. Where is it coming from? It's your decision, nothing else. When you are in your center and you know who you are, and what you want to be at least, nothing can change that. Whatever happens, you know. And I had very dangerous situations in my life, actually. We are going, my wife and me, we are going to Africa too, and other situations. We have one of these 4x4 trucks, you know, to as my hobby, and it makes fun. But there are situations that can be very, very dangerous, depending where you are with whom. But it depends on you too, you know. Life is a moment. Live this moment and do what you really have to do. And this is my point of view of the things and nothing else. So I do not want to convince no one. Many people say, "Oh, can't you convince my brother or my father?" I said, "No, I can't. It's not my job. It's not my karma. I can speak to them and say, hey, if this and this and this, this and that. If you don't want it, okay, see you in the next life. That's all it is, you know. It's not my problem anymore. Definitely not. And it should not be your problem, even if it's very hard. If because it's your daughter or your son or whatever. If they don't want, they don't want, you know. So it's a question of respect to the other people, not to insist, you know, and to say, okay, you listen to me, good. If you don't listen to me, keep the consequences are for you, not for me.
It's amazing that you're carrying on, and that you right in the middle of this crisis, you put up with all the garbage. And I was trolling around your website a bit. I found some papers. I found the Helsinki Protocol, which I found interesting. We don't need to go into it too much, but I noticed that at the top of one of the pages, you were basically saying that every physician is authorized to use new or unproven preventative, diagnostic, and therapeutic procedures according to that protocol, which was updated in 2000. I think it was initially put forward by the World Medical Association in 1964. Mm-hmm. Is every doctor a part of that, or is that a European organization?
It depends from country to country, basically. So basically, that's a basic rule. And if I'm not a lawyer, but a lawyer here has said, for example, there are some countries where you can do it and some countries not, because if you are in an emergency situation like we have now, then it kicks in. You know, for example, to say, hey, it's an emergency situation, it kicks in, I have the right to do it. And in America, if you let it kick in together with the right to try, that's another possibility. I'm not a lawyer, I have to say, to make it double protected in a way. But anyway, I have to say I'm not the lawyer, but it is a base of every doctor to use whatever he sees or needs necessary to do in a case like now. And so what is the problem? 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, I gave a lecture in Vienna on the international oncologics. It was very funny, you know, because I said, well, they invited me, the oncologists. And I gave the speech, and that's a very, very nice standing ovation and everything. And when I went out, all the doctors came after me, and in the door said, no, I'm using it quite along, you know, but I cannot prescribe it. You know, and then I saw actually how they are suffering with a system that ties them in a way that they cannot do nothing because they would lose a license, you know. And this
the liability.
Thing, you know, you're the same doctor with a license than without. It's just someone who puts you on or off, or give a switch on off. Doctor, not doctor, doctor, not doctor. It was my case too. So I gave back my doctorship. So it's a long story, but long ago. So they try to say, hey, without this, you're nothing. That's not true.
So that's what the academic world does, or they hang this certificate on you, and then the threat is that we will take it away. We need to be aware of the fact that people are withholding information so that they don't get sued and so that they don't have their house taken away.
I totally accept it, and I totally accept that the doctors have that. So I understand it and I accept it. This is why my dream, if you ask me what's my biggest dream, my dream is just that chlorine dioxide is for every doctor to be able to prescribe. That's it. From this day on, I just want to go on my pension and say, I travel around the world. That's the only thing I want to do. I did enough. I did my job here. I just want that this substance gets legal for every doctor to subscribe. That's my dream. This is why I want to go to President Trump, because he is somebody who's able to move things against all odds, you know, against what he's been doing in 3 years is something. When you watch it, you know, you can watch very critical to someone. You can say, I'm not sure. You can watch as critical as you want. The facts is the facts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All the things he did at once. Amazing. He did an amazing job. You know, and I'm not political. I'm not a politician. I'm just a simple researcher. It's just the observation, what I see. And so I see a person that might be able to make the difference, and that might help that this the biggest discovery of medicine of the last 100 years, and that's a fact, can come true, because it will change whole mankind. You will not believe. No heart disease, no cancer. Cancer will go down drastically. There will be some cancer, but it drastically will go down. Diabetes will go down. All these arthritis. It was my case. I had arthritis. This is how I came to it. My hands were like that. I couldn't move them. I could not even lift a pen. So that was how I came to that stuff. And when you realize that you can do everything you want, and everything goes well again, say, wow, this is something you experience, you know. And I'm somebody who wants proof of everything. And when you have your proof in your own body, no one can talk that away. There's no way, you know. I always joke with my friends, if a UFO takes you and drives you around Mars an hour or two and lands the moment to have a picnic there and comes back home, and you tell it to your wife, she will say, hey, you're lunatic, go to the hospital, you know. But it's your experience. No one can take it away. So if you have a serious health experience, and there were hundreds and thousands of people that have this health experience due to the chlorine dioxide, they cannot be taken away. It's not. It will be more and more and more. After this coronavirus, everybody will know it, because it's running like hell. I see it in Spain. Everybody is sold out. So the people that is totally sold out, it's gone. It's amazing, and the doctors have it in the bags, and the nurses have it here, and they spray it on and say, oh, I don't want to get bad. And nowadays with these social media, news spreads so fast. There's no way to stop it. So, and it's not a lonely German idiot in the lab that's saying it. No, doctors, you know, that are on that trip, and they don't know how to get it in. And now the doctors, I see them, they're pushing it really hard, because I get here the feedback, and we are now, I have 1, 2, 3 countries where they're on government level already in, you know. So 1, 2, 3 countries. The 4th country is actually on a high level. So we will see what comes out. I cannot tell now which countries, because it's private. But I hope this will all come forward too. So sooner or later, if not here, it will come up there. It will come up there or there and there. We only have to, for the skeptics, we only have to look how many patents for health are on chlorine dioxide. Just do that, you know. First of all, the blood, and look up the patents. And when you see how many patents, I'll say, okay, I have patents against Alzheimer from 2012 from a big company. Say, where's the product? No product. We have patents on this, on this, on this, on this. There are tons of patents that are not produced. You know, you can use a patent to produce something and to protect it, but you can use a patent as well that nobody can produce it. You know, you can block anyone from producing it. So we have to understand that as well. Well, I hope people that are listening are getting interested in this issue. There's another interesting. There are other interesting people on the net, like I have a guy, Jordan Sather, and he has a very nice YouTube channel too. And he, every time he speaks about MMS or chlorine dioxide, they erase his videos. You know, it's a classic.